Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello everybody. This is Mr. Nabil Adam from Al Mabarkia Secondary School. This is a recorded lesson for my class 12, Science 5. You are supposed to listen to this video and then do your homework and answer the questions on workbook, page number 10 and 11. The topic we are going to study today, Module 1, World Issues, World Topics. One of the issues that concerns the world is migration. We studied human migration, why people force or why people migrate from their lands to other countries. There are some pull factors and push factors as we mentioned before. But today we are going to read an article about animals migration. We've got some new vocabulary. We are going to learn them and do some exercises. And then we are going to answer some questions concerning the passage. Please listen to me and then follow me with your workbook on page number 10 and 11. Let's start with this question. Why do animals and birds migrate? Animals and birds migrate looking for food, seeking warmth, seeking a place to raise their young. These are the three reasons: to look for food, to look for a place, or to look for the warm weather, to look for a place to look after their babies or young. Let's learn the new vocabulary.
Periodic.
Periodic. Periodic. It comes from the noun period. Periodic adjective, happening a number of times, usually at regular time. Periodic. Periodic. He makes periodic visits to the dentist. He makes periodic visits to the dentist. Periodic visits.
Swallow.
Swallow. Swallow. You should chew your food before you swallow it. But swallow here is a noun, not a verb in the lesson. What is swallow? Swallow is a swift flying songbird with long pointed wings and feeding on insects in flight. So what kind of bird is it? It's called a swallow. Swallow. A migratory, swift flying songbird. It can sing and it can fly very high. It's a migratory bird.
Plenty.
Plenty of. Plenty. Plenty. Plenty can be a pronoun, a noun, an adverb. Plenty. A large quantity that is enough or more than enough. Plenty. Plenty of. There are plenty of birds that migrate in winter. Plenty of birds. A large quantity of birds. A large number of birds. Plenty of.
Instead.
Instead. Instead. Instead of. Instead. As an alternative or substitute. Instead. Eat fresh vegetables instead of fast food. Animals don't live in bad weather. Instead, they try to find another place. Instead, as an alternative, there is no coffee. Would you like a cup of tea instead? Periodic. Happening a number of times, usually at regular times. My father goes to hospital for periodic checkups. Plenty of. A large quantity of. You need to eat plenty of fresh fruit. Swallow. A migratory, swift flying songbird. These are the new words you are going to study today. Now, fill in the space with words from the list. Choose one of these words to fill in the space. Think about these questions. I'll give you 1 minute to think and answer. Then we'll check your answers. Number 1. A flies all the way from Europe to Africa and back in 1 year. A swallow is a name of the bird. 2. He suffers mental breakdowns. He suffers periodic mental breakdowns. Periodic, frequent. 3. We've got off time before we need to leave for the airport. Plenty of time. 4. There is no coffee. Would you like a cup of tea instead? Now you are going to read an article about why animals migrate at certain times of the year. Which is the best definition of the verb migrate? What does migrate mean in the text? Does it mean move somewhere to find work, sleep during the winter, travel to a warmer place? Before reading, look at the title. What's the title of the article? Animal migration. Look at the picture. There are some birds which are traveling or migrating from place to another. And there is a picture of a compass on the right side. How many paragraphs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. 5 paragraphs. How many lines do we have? 27 lines. So pay attention to these things before you read. The title, animal migration. Look at the picture. How many paragraphs? How many lines? And there are some words which are in bold. There are some pronouns or underlined words. You will be asked about them later. In line 4, you have they. In line 11, you have which. In line 26, you have others, and 27, them. Please read the article with your eyes. Listen to me, I'm going to read with you. Animal migration. Migration has captured the interest of humans for centuries. Ancient civilizations had many myths to explain the periodic appearance and disappearance of great numbers of animals. For instance, they believed that tiny birds called swallows buried themselves in the mud at the bottom of lakes to get through the winter. Instead, scientists found out that swallows fly all the way from Europe to Africa and back in 1 year. Perhaps the truth was harder to believe than the myth. When we talk about animal migration, we mean the movement of animal from the place where it has been living to a different place and the return journey to that animal's original home. Most animal migrations are regular events which happen at certain times of the year. Animals usually migrate to find food or to raise their young. Incredibly, most migrating animals follow the same route every year and from generation to generation. Land animals may cross mountains or rivers, while birds and insects travel very long distances. sometimes across continents and oceans. Fish and other sea creatures may migrate distances, sometimes across continents and ocean. Sorry, fish and other sea creatures may migrate halfway around the world. For example, the gray whale can travel as much as 20,000 kilometers. Many animals migrate to northern regions during the summer because the long summer days mean that there is always plenty of food. In the autumn, when the weather gets colder, many animals migrate south to find food and warmer weather. Some animals migrate every year, doing the two journeys in one year, but others migrate only if they need to, for food or warm weather. Many scientists think that animal migration is part of the process of adaptation. Those animals which have learned to move to find better environments are those which have survived by adapting to their situation. Nobody is quite sure, however, how animals know where to go when they migrate. There are two theories. Firstly, some experts believe that animals have a kind of compass inside their head. Others have suggested that they may use the sun and stars to help them find their way. So, answer my question. Which is the best definition of the verb migrate? Does it mean move somewhere to find work, sleep during the winter, travel to live in a warmer place? Yes, the right answer is travel to live in a warmer place. Now, you are going to read the article again and answer the questions. Why do some animals migrate northwards in summer and southwards in winter? How do animals know where to go when they migrate? So you have to mention the reason, you have to mention the way, how, and why. The first question. They migrate northwards in summer because there is always plenty of food. In winter, they migrate southwards to find food and warmer weather. So they travel or they migrate northwards in summer because there is always plenty of food. In winter, they migrate southwards to find food and warmer weather. How do animals know where to go when they migrate? Nobody is quite sure, but there are two theories. Firstly, some experts believe that animals have a kind of compass inside their head. Others have suggested that they may use the sun and stars to help them find their way. Please write your answers in your workbook. Now read the article again. Are these statements true or false? Justify your answer. You have to give me your justification, if it's true or false. Migrating animals do not return to original homes. Is that true or false? Yes, this is false. Justify your answer. They return to their original homes. B. Most animals migrate to escape from their enemies. False. Justify your answer. Most of them migrate to find food or to raise their young. C. Many animals migrate at the same time every year. Yes, that's true. Justify your answer. Animal migration is a regular event. It takes place every year at the same time. D. Animals make the same journeys as their parents did. Yes, that's right. Just fair answer. They follow the same route from generation to generation. E. Many animals migrate to the south in summer. Yes, that's false. Many animals migrate to northern regions during the summer. So during the summer, they migrate to the north. During the winter, they migrate to the south. Some scientists believe that migration has helped certain animals to survive. Yes, that's right. They believe that it is part of the process of adaptation. They have to adapt to the situation or to their circumstances. Adaptation, تكيف. Now, find words in the text which mean almost the same as. You are going to read the definitions or meaning and find the words which have the same or which has the same meaning. And paragraph 1, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 5, paragraph 5 all. Okay? So find the word which means something that people wrongly believe to be true. In paragraph 1, myth is something that people wrongly believe to be true. Paragraph 1, to manage to deal with a difficult situation. Get through. Get through. First. What does it mean? First. Give me a word in paragraph 2, which means first. Original. Original. A living thing, living animal. In paragraph 3. Creature. In paragraph 5. To remain alive. To remain alive. What does it mean? To remain alive. Survive. In paragraph 5. To change in order to suit a different situation. Adapt. And we have known the noun adaptation previously a minute. So to change in order to suit a different situation, adapt, يتكيف, يتأقلم. Adaptation is a noun. An idea or belief about something, theory. A device for finding your way. If you want to know your way in the desert, you should use a device. What is this device called? It's called a compass. A compass. Now, what do these words from the text refer to? In line 4, they. You have to read the sentence, the previous sentence to find they. What do they refer to? They. Ancient civilizations had many myths to explain the periodic appearance and disappearance of great numbers of animals. For instance, they believed that. Who believed that? Yes, ancient civilizations. Very good. Line 11, which you have to read the sentence from the beginning. When we talk about animal migration, we mean the movement of an animal from the place where it has been living to a different place and the return journey to that animal's original home. Most animal migrations are regular events. Most animal migrations are regular events which happen, which refers to animals migration or regular events. Yes. So most animal migrations are regular events which happen at certain times of the year. So which refers to animal migrations or regular events. Those in line 23. Many scientists think that animal migration is part of the process of adaptation. Those animals. Those refers to the animals. Line 26. Others. There are two theories. Firstly, some experts believe that animals have a kind of compass inside their heads. Others have suggested that. Who suggests that? Experts. Them. Others have suggested that they may use the sun and stars to help them find their way. Who are them? Yes, the animals. Now, take the statement that can be inferred from the text. يعني استخرج أو ضع علامة صح على العبارة اللي ممكن تستنتجها من النص. اما تقرأ المقالة كلها شوف اللي استنتجته من النص أي واحدة من العبارات الصحيحة دول. Animal migration is a problematic issue that scientists need to find solutions for. Animal migration is a natural process that has to happen so that animals keep surviving. Some animals do not migrate because they can adapt to any environment. There are lots of different types of migration. العبارة ممكن تستنتجها من النص. Animal migration is a natural process that has to happen so that animals keep surviving. هي عملية الهجرة هي عملية طبيعية، هجرة حيوانات حتى تبقى حية. Okay. Wrap up. Now you are going to make a summary of paragraph 2, 3, and 4. Read paragraph 2, 3, and 4 of the text on page 10, expressing coherently what migration is, why animals migrate, as well as how, when, and where. How many sentences are you going to write? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sentences. You are going to answer the questions. هتجاوب على الأسئلة دول من الباراجرافات 2, 3, and 4. What is migration? Why do animals migrate? How do animals migrate? When and where animals migrate. يبقى أنا 5 أسئلة تجاوب عليهم في 5 جمل تلخيص لباراجراف 2 and 3 and 4. Please do it at home. Now, over to you. Do animals and people migrate for the same reasons? من الأسئلة المهمة، هل الناس الحيوانات والناس بيهاجروا لنفس الأسباب؟ الإجابة تطلب أكثر من رأي. اكتب إجابة طويلة. Do animals and people migrate for the same reasons? Yes or no, and just fair answer. Let's see. Both animals and people migrate looking for better life conditions, but animals migration is periodic. يبقى الناس والحيوانات بيهاجروا بحثا عن ظروف حياتية أفضل، ولكن هجرة الحيوانات مالها هي دورية أو متكررة. They migrate every year. Yes, they do. Animals and people migrate for same reasons. Some animals migrate to find better sources of water, food, or shelter. Other animals migrate to visit particular breeding grounds, rear their young, or find warmer climates. People migrate when conditions in the place they live are unfavorable. Therefore, they migrate to achieve their goals or realize their dreams. بيقول لك بعض الحيوانات بتهاجر لتبحث عن مصادر المياه أفضل وطعام ومأوى، وحيوانات أخرى بتهاجر لتزور الأراضي اللي تكثر فيها أو تتكاثر فيها وتربي فيها صغارها، أو تبحث عن أماكن وطقوس أو مناخ أدفأ. والناس بيهاجروا عندما تكون الظروف في المكان اللي هم عايشين فيه غير مفضلة أو غير محبوبة، لذلك هم بيهاجروا لتحقيق أهدافهم وإدراك أحلامهم. Okay, read the answer again, please. Raise your voice. Let's summarize the lesson in these questions, simple question, and we are going to have another exercise for vocabulary. The first question: what is meant by animal migration? It means the movement of an animal from the place where it has been living to a different place and the return journey to that animal's original home or first home. Second question. Just like humans, animals migrate. Why do animals migrate? Animals migrate to look for food. Animals migrate to raise their young. Animals migrate to find a warmer place. Third question. Why do some animals migrate northwards in summer and southwards in winter? Because in the north, the long summer days mean that there is always plenty food. They migrate south in winter to find food and warmer weather. Fourth question. How do animals know where to go when they migrate? Animals have some sort of compass in their heads. Animals use the sun and the stars to know their way. The fifth question. Scientists argue that animals which migrate have a better chance for survival. Do you agree? Why or why not? I agree because animals will adapt with another environment and will escape the harsh life, the difficult life. Sixth question. From your point of view, what is common between people's migration and the animals' migration? الشيء المشترك ما بين هجرة الناس وهجرة الحيوانات. Both are looking for a better life for themselves. Both are looking for better living conditions for their children. Both migrate because of harsh conditions. Now, let's do the vocabulary exercise. Fill in the space with words from the list, the following list. A plenty of, instead of, swallows, periodic. Number one, I'll buy an iPhone, a Samsung phone. Yes, instead of. Very good. Two, our school issues a magazine. What kind of magazine? Periodic. Frequent. Yes, very good. Number three, this winter we had rain. It'll help in irrigation. Irrigation, الري. This winter we had a plenty of rain. 4. A lot of migrate to Kuwait for food and warmth. A lot of birds. What kind of birds? Swallows. Yes, very good. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoy listening to it. Until we meet again, thank you and goodbye. Don't forget to do your homework and answer your workbook questions. Thank you and goodbye.